So, hi, good afternoon in the UK. I just licked you there. Sorry about that. Put my saliva on you. Sorry. Yes. Hi, welcome to the stream. Pleased to see you. Pleased to be here. Pleased to be streaming. Yeah. So all the info's below this video screen about how to contact me, etc. So yeah, we'll just jump straight in. Hope the audio is okay. The video seems okay. So the title of the stream is the unrecognition of true happiness. The unrecognition of true happiness. Wow. And it seems like a very simple pointing, a very simple thing to point out. And this simple overlooking, this misunderstanding, this ignorance, yeah, that's a good word to use. This ignorance that happens in humans. And that isn't a blame thing, it's that you feel bad, it's just ignorance that happens as part of the human experience. There is ignorance, arrogance and ignorance. So because of that arrogance and ignorance, that ignorance means that human beings believe that happiness, pleasure, happiness that we have through acquiring things. So we have happiness, this pleasure this release of pleasure from hobbies, interests, friendships, relationships. We have this pleasure released from these things. And that's lovely. It's really lovely to feel that pleasure, to feel happy about what you're doing, your career, your hobbies, your friendships. It feels really lovely to be happy. I feel really happy as I begin to understand this human more, understand what this human struggles with, what she needs, what she enjoys, how her brain functions, and how to work with that, way of functioning, and to make those improvements, those changes in my life, so that this human can be happy and enjoy life and find things easier. So I'm very happy at the moment. Very happy. Very happy. Very happy. Very happy, yes. I was playing piano earlier and learning French, and I'm learning British Sign Language, and I'm sorting my home out, and things are going well in general. So yeah, there's a lot of happiness being experienced. But normally humans think that is the end, like you were looking for this happiness in having these things arranged. I can then be happy and then I can rest in that. But you see, these things that are seemingly causing happiness change. They fluctuate. So often here, the interest in languages or in piano or whatever it is, it's not always there. It changes. I lose interest in it. Often it goes. So to rely on objects and things for your happiness, to rely on pleasure and happiness in that sense, for you to be happy, is really ignorant and really leads to suffering, because you can't keep hold of these pleasures. You can't keep hold of them. They change. People change. Things change. But that's the way humans are. We believe we're going to find this ultimate, long-lasting happiness in pleasure happiness, in that high of achieving something or getting something. So we're constantly focusing, constantly working towards, constantly trying to keep up with these pleasures to keep us happy. And that really is suffering. That isn't true happiness. It's happiness, but it's not true happiness. And this is the distinction between the two. So it's natural to want to be happy in your life, in your career, in your whatever it is, but that's not real happiness. And this has to be experienced. This has to be seen. It has to be seen that these temporary things aren't fulfilling. They aren't fulfilling. They're lovely. They're a lovely expression. But what you really long for is freedom. What you really long for is this permanence, this permanence, this permanent freedom, this permanent, you could say peace or happiness, but not as an emotion or a feeling, this permanentness, which can never be in form. It can never be in a hobby or in an experience or in a feeling or in a thought or in feeling happy. Now that is so beautiful, that happiness, like human happiness, isn't it? That is so fucking freeing. I feel quite tearful. Happiness isn't it, as in human happiness, or isn't it? Isn't it? Oh, sorry. Oh. Happiness isn't it. As wonderful as it isn't it, because that's going to change. So what's being spoken about is something, oh God, it's something beyond happiness, beyond every form, everything, every idea, every belief, every action, every thought, beyond. It's not contained in any of those things. And that's what we are. We aren't contained in a thing. We aren't contained in our words, our actions, our opinions, our thoughts, our deeds, our feelings, our beliefs, our ideas, our wants, our diswants, unwants. And this is freedom, the recognition of that not a thingness, that recognition that you aren't someone moving in time, you aren't a character, you aren't a person, you aren't a story, you aren't an idea, that those things aren't true, those things aren't who you are. There's something here immaculately still that doesn't move, doesn't have opinions and thoughts and feelings and actions and deeds and wants and not wants and hobbies and interests. It doesn't have any of those things. I mean, it has them in the sense that it has them through a human, but it doesn't have them. Human, you could say the human body, machine, DNA conditioning has them. So this body will have wants and dislikes and likes and all these different things. That's the body and the neurology and the brain and the conditioning. But beyond all of that, it doesn't have those things. It's expressing through humans or animals or whatever, objects. So this is true happiness. It isn't about feeling a certain way, feeling happy or looking happy or anything like that. That's the human. So this is the end. You could say this is the end of seeking happiness. Like the human will always move towards happiness. It will always move towards improvement. But it's the end of the energy that believes that movement towards happiness is going to actually achieve or arrive at ultimate happiness. It will arrive at a pleasure if you're fortunate. But true happiness is always here. It can't not be here. It's not missing. So therefore there'd be no seeking to find it. Just for pleasure. Just for a warmer room or more food or to laugh with friends. It's just being separate, being identified as a person. Then that comes with being a belief that that movement towards happiness is so important and so pivotal to your happiness, and therefore this strenuous seeking begins, this effortful seeking, because it's so important that you laugh with friends or have more food or warm and comfortable. The most important thing is this recognition of the timeless, this that is not moving, this that is not bound by limitations, not bound by ideas and thoughts, not bound by form. This is not something lacking. This is not something lacking. We're led to believe that there is lack, that there isn't enough everything really. A lot of fear is produced through that belief. A lot of competition and a lot of greediness, and even time. Lack of time is now a thing. How crazy. If you've ever had an allotment and you've planted food, you see how much abundance grows. Is crazy. So much food grows, so much. Okay, so if you'd like to comment, speak, ask questions, then you can through Skype. Rebekah Maroon is my Skype address, and there's a chat box as well you can use as well, or you can call through Skype. Okay, so thank you for joining. I shall leave the stream there. Yeah, it's lovely. What to say? Okay, lots of love. Bye.